Hey guys, today we are taking a look at C-12 Apache from the Transformers Beast Wars The Second toy line. This guy is otherwise known as Baboom here in the US, so let's go ahead and get into it. Taking a quick look at the box, you can see the box is pretty nice. It's actually bigger than a standard Mega box that we had here in the US. Just the overall look of the box is pretty much the same. You get the idea. I do like the fact that they went CG with the character descriptions on the box. That is a nice touch, but the show was cell animated. The bottom isn't really anything interesting other than, hey, here are more sets you can buy. All right, enough of the box. Let's take a look at the figure. Now, the only difference that Apache has between him and Baboom is really just some minor coloring. Yes, the eyes and the head are painted differently. He still has that stupid mouth gimmick that really doesn't work all that well. You're supposed to push the head and mouth closed, and then I think you're there we go. You push the ears back, and then his mouth opens and he can shoot people with his mouth gun. Overall, it's not a bad baboon slash mandrill mode, but he has no shiny red butt, which would be very biologically accurate. But overall, it's okay. It's not great. I mean, Beast Wars figures from this era were a little bit on the it's close enough side. But overall, it's not too bad, as I said. Now, oddly enough, this guy is a triple changer. We'll get into the third mode in a bit, but I wanted to show you first the transformation to robot mode. To start, just grab the figure, and I like to just slide the arms back and out of the way. For the legs, fold the legs out straight, and then take the mandrill legs, or the baboon legs, and flip them around, allowing you to flip down these heels. And then take the whole bottom section and spin it around. And actually don't do that because I'm an idiot. And then what you're going to do is take the legs and spin them around just below the hips. So you've got the bottom of the hands, or the rear legs hands, sticking straight up. Torso transformation is actually a little more complex than you might initially think. Reach underneath the head and pull out these two sections and fold them all the way down like that, so that they're out of the way, and then they can fold out to the side. Now what we're going to do is actually take the beast head, fold that up and over, and that will loosen this whole middle section. This whole middle section will open up like this. So what we're going to do is push the head down and actually slide this whole gold section down into the waist, and then push that back up against his backpack like this. Okay, so this part is the hardest part of the transformation. You see, I already did it over here. That's because I had to fiddle with it for a bit. With these parts that are slid out to the side, what we're going to do is turn the entire top bit, the part with the missiles, so it's pointing straight down and into the leg of the unit, and then turn it so that the gold parts are lined up with each other like this. See how they're lined up? And then take that whole section, fold that section up, and then peg that peg into this hole back here. So pretty much what we're doing is just stretching out and then refolding what was already there. And then once you got that pegged in, you could bring the arms around and fold the hands around on their ball joints, and then reach up to the back and just pull out the gun. And these individual missiles can pull out and then be plugged into the gun on their own. The gun itself is just this gold shaft of a gun. And we just plug the missile in. Let's give that a shot. Holy crap, that hit my ceiling. And that ceiling's like 7 feet high. Let's try that again. Okay, that didn't go as far as it did before. The first time it went almost up to the ceiling, and then the second time it shot about halfway up. So that was a good 3 feet worth of height, which is a lot better than most US figures are able to shoot now if they even have springs. While I like the look of Apache in the show, the toy, not so much. It doesn't look awful, it just looks messy, if that makes any sense. It's not a great figure, if I'm honest, in robot mode. It's not that great. And that's just a personal opinion on aesthetics. Your opinion may vary, and probably does. I do like the fact that you could store the missiles neatly behind his head. I do like that. But if you're not looking straight on, if you're looking at him from a little bit below, you can't see the face. And the face, oh my God, is that an ugly face. It's kind of like a half mutant head, and unfortunately, that is his only head. There isn't anything else in there. And as you can see, the posability is you could spin the head around, so yeah, there's that. Ball joint in the shoulder that is a little bit limited, swivel underneath that. Hinge at the elbow that doesn't bend at 90 degrees. Ball joint at the wrist. There is a swivel here for the other transformation. Ball joint in the hip, swivel under that. Hinge, or a hinge at the knee, though it's can move almost 100, just about 180, and then hinges at the feet. He's easy to pose, but I do have a little bit of problem with these hinges. Considering the age of this figure, he is a little bit loose at these pins, or at these screws, so I might want to tighten them or take them apart and just stiffen them up a little bit. But overall, I can't love this bot mode. There's just something about it that I don't love, and these giant shoulder bits don't help either. Now, let's talk about the third mode. You remember how in the beginning of the transformation, I showed you that the modes split? Well, what you're going to do is turn the figure around, or turn the hips around like this so they're pointing to the back, and then go ahead and perform that split. When you do that split, you're going to want to grab the beast head and slide it up, and then bring that whole section down. Actually, no, you're not going to want to slide it up, because normally you'll bring it down like that and snap it into place. You want to bring it back down. It'll slide up on its own if you're not careful. So bring it back down and then snap that into the hips. And believe me, that is not as easy as it sounds sometimes. So we've got that. What I like to do now is bring this section forward. When you bring it all the way forward, you see how it's split open like that? It'll just slide that out all the way. There's a little tab right here that you can slide the guns forward, and then you can bring the legs up like that, so you have the beast legs pointing forward, and then bring the arms, and I like to straighten them out and just turn them around and put them flush. And you could fiddle with this and get it to the way you want it to look. And then we have his battle platform mode. And I completely forgot to show you to transform the other part of the battle platform. Take the bits with the missile launchers, fold them up, and stretch them out, and then just kind of position them however you want to. And then these things that in the show or in the character art look like trumpets are actually guns. So we can just kind of deploy those as well. So I'll slide those out, and then just kind of get everything situated and fold these arms down. And here we have his battle platform mode, which I'll be honest, it's silly. I appreciate the effort. I really do. I really do appreciate the effort to make a unique third mode, but it's really kind of silly. I'm not really going to complain about it, because he does end up with a different head that I think the head actually has a cannon in the middle of it. I mean, look at that. That looks like a cannon to me. And this shows up when Apache gets super angry. So instead of turning into a Super Saiyan, he turns into a murderous battle platform that doesn't stop until everyone's dead. I'm not making that up. Overall, though, it's just kind of silly. The last feature I'm going to show you for this guy is his barfing gimmick, missile shooting gimmick. So, trigger the mouth to open, and then grab one of the missiles that are inside of his throat to begin with a pair of needle-nose pliers, and then there is this big button in his back. So go ahead, and then once you've got him loaded, you're supposed to be able to push the button and have him fire. Oh, there we go. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll do that again. You're going to put the missile in, and then push the switch forward, and it'll shoot. And it does fire a good bit, but I have the box just off screen so it doesn't go awry. So then we'll push that other missile, and then get this missile lined up and push it back into his throat as well. So to get it out in beast mode, you're going to need a pair of these. So overall, Apache's not bad. I mean, he's not great. It's definitely an early Beast Wars figure, but he is fun. He does have his own personality and charm. It's a little bit lost on me because, well, it's just not my cup of tea. And let's face it, how many blue mandrels are there in the world? I mean, this is sky blue. Anyway, so, guys, let me know what you think of this figure, and I will catch you next time.